Hey, this is Joe. In this video, we're going to be working on preparing the valve cover for paint. Initially, I tried some walnut shell blasting on it, and the walnut shells weren't quite abrasive enough. I don't want to use aluminum oxide blasting media on this because I don't want to tear up the finish. So then what I did is I tried using some of the nylon wheel brush that I have. And there's so many little parts and crevices on here. I just couldn't get a good cleaning on the surface. So what I did is I got my Dremel tool and I got a variety of different shaped stainless steel wire brushes. And then I've completely gone over this right here, the valve cover with that, and got it fairly clean. So what I want to do now is use some 180 grit sandpaper, and then I want to take it down after that to 220 and then maybe 320, and then we'll do some priming, and then we'll do some, I want to do the red crinkle finish or wrinkle finish on the valve cover. I'm not going to do all the sanding and wire brushing in the video. It's pretty boring. So I'm going to do a little bit at a time, show you the progress, and then we'll prep and paint. What we did now was we put the valve cover in and we soaked it in some Simple Green Pro HD. Let it set for about 16 to 20 minutes. We took a small Dremel wire brush and we got on all the crevices, cleaned all that out. We took a brass wire brush and we scrubbed all of the lettering, and the lettering on this particular valve cover, all the lettering is recessed. So we take and scrub that. Then we took a regular parts brush or paintbrush and we cleaned all of that on the outside and the underneath side. And what we're going to do now is I have some Scotch-Brite like material I picked up from a big box hardware store, and then we're going to go ahead with it's a medium and fine grit Scotch-Brite material. We're going to go ahead and scrub that, and then we're going to prep for paint. We have a painting surface all set up. We have some paper towels taped underneath the valve cover. We have the valve cover blocked up on a couple pieces of wood. We have some Duplicolor engine enamel primer with ceramic. This primer is good up to 500 degrees. We're going to go ahead and put several light coats of primer on the valve cover. We're going to let it set up for an hour, and then we're going to spray a VHT wrinkled red finish on top of the valve cover after the primer cures up. We've put 2 coats of the primer on the valve cover. We've let it set an hour, which is the recommended wait time in between the primer and the top coat. Now we have the VHT wrinkle coat we're going to start putting on, and we're going to do 3 coats of the VHT red. We have 3 coats of red on now, and it was starting to get dark, so I brought the valve cover inside. Now what I have is a heat gun, and we're going to hit it with the heat gun a little bit to try to dry down some of the paint, and we'll see what happens when the wrinkling starts. We've hit this with the heat gun for a little while, and as you can see, it's starting to crinkle up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let it cure for 24 hours. We'll pull off all the masking and foam, then we'll take a look at it after it's complete. The wrinkle paint takes a while to cure. On the back of the can it says it dries very slowly. So I've finished painting and I've let this set now for 2-3 days, and it's just now, as you feel it, it's starting to cure up, and the paint is now seems to be rather firm. A day or so ago I checked it and it was still a little loose. Over the last several days it's been curing up and becoming more solid. One warning is don't apply the paint too thickly. On the back of the can the instructions indicate that you want to put several light coats, and I made the mistake of putting slightly heavier coats on, so what happened is the wrinkle finish sort of built up a bit. It's good enough for what I'm doing, but if you want a really nice finish, put the coats on fairly lightly, and then as it cures it will wrinkle down and look much better than what I've done. So again, light coats and a long curing time is the way to properly do this. So hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.